Shalom, this is the minute Parasha of Mira Neshama, Badmidbar. Badmidbar is the Parasha that opens a new book in the Chumash, and the book by the name Badmidbar. How come we dedicate that name, the desert, to a whole book? Well, because the desert, as we know, is an essential place for Bnei Israel. It's a liminal space. It's an initiatic phase and space between the place of bondage and the promised land, right? And it's the place where we receive Torah. But there is something deeper about this. And Badmidbar Rabbah, the Midrash, tells us something very, very beautiful, very poetic actually. It tells us, B'shosha dvarim nitna Torah. The Torah was given through three things, Be'esh, U'b'mayim, U'b'midbar. Through fire, through water, and through desert. The Torah was given through fire, through water, through desert. And here there is something interesting. Fire and water, these are two opposite elements which are both sources of life and can be sources of destruction. And the Midrash goes on telling us that this is what was happening on Har Sinai during the revelation, during Matan Torah, which we're walking towards. Shavuot is coming soon. But why the desert? Because the desert seems to be something, a whole other category. It's not an element. It's a background, right? It's a space. And what is there in this space? Well, nothing. And precisely that. There is nothing in this space. And because there is nothing, then it has everything to receive. That's this like empty, available space in which everything that happens appears as a miracle, and in which everything that happens takes a huge dimension, and this is where revelation happens, and which is why not only the Torah is given in the desert, but we are invited to become ourselves as deserts, which is what the Midrash goes on by saying, that Ben Adam, like man Adam, needs to make himself hefker, ownerless, kemidbar, like the desert, in order to receive Torah. Think about it for a moment. We need to be ownerless. We need to be so free, entirely free of ego, free of social conditioning, free of, all the types of idols we worship, and that includes consumer society and seduction and you name it, right? Free and spacious, kamidbar, like the desert, which the Talmud in Eruvin confirms in Eruvin Nudalet Aleph 54a. Where Rav Matana, Rav Matana means a gift, talking about a place called Matana, and tells us that we get to arrive to that place of Matana from the Midbar, because if Adam ose atzmo kamidbar, if man makes himself like the desert. And this is the kavanah I wanted to share with you for this Shabbat, is during these last week or so, these last days that are leading us towards Shavuot, that we may continue the purification process and really allow for space, make space within ourselves and make ourselves like deserts so we can receive. This was the Minute Parasha of Mira Neshama. Please like, comment, share. Shabbat Shalom.